What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to episode 9 of Like Father, Like Son Sports. How you doing, boy?
I'm good, Dad. How are you?
I'm great, man. Great to be on here with you again, man. Every time we do this, every week, man, it's a blessing. Welcome everyone to Like Father, Like Son Sports, where we celebrate the timeless bond of family through the love of sports. Join me and Tyler as we dive into the thrilling world of athletics, sharing stories, insights, and experiences from both my point of view and his point of view. Whether it's reminiscing about games, growing up playing sports, discussing the latest sports, or exploring how sports shapes our lives, we aim to inspire and entertain. So let's kick off another exciting episode of Like Father, Like Son Sports as we travel through the heart of sports and family. What's up, boy?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I like this episode, man. It was a great NFL week, right? Great NFL week. Weekend and a lot to talk about.
Definitely.
Okay? So before we jump into the different things that we're going to discuss, all right, I wanted to ask you, maybe I know, maybe I don't know, but like what's your favorite like type of music, man? Like I don't
Type
know.
of music.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. Hard question to answer, though.
I mean, I imagine EDM, electronic dance,
It's one of
them, right?
It's hard for me to pin down one as my favorite. I could say right now, at this moment in time, I've been listening. It's going to be an odd pairing of genres, but I've been listening to mostly just EDM and country music. So
have you? Okay.
So that's where I'm at right now. But I like so much.
Yeah.
A lot.
Nothing wrong with that. I've been listening to a lot of country lately myself.
Okay.
I remember when you was about 8. I don't know if you remember. I had this greatest hits Michael Jackson CD. And boy, I gave you that CD. You love that thing. Boy.
How could I forget? I listened to it every day. Every day. I had a CD player. And I played it every single day. So yeah, I definitely remember that.
Yeah, that's okay. I say, loves Michael Jackson. So
I did.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And you were in the choir in high school.
From
how'd you like that?
6th grade all the way to my junior year. Yep.
Damn, that long, huh? Did you get some chops?
What do you mean by that?
Some singing chops. I mean, the choir do that for you?
I'm sorry. What do you mean? You gotta elaborate. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand.
Did choir give you a better singing voice?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Okay, that's what up. Evan, my 16-year-old, your little brother, he's in choir as well. He loves it. I never was in choir. Your aunt, my sister, was in choir in college. They traveled all over the country.
That's so cool.
Yep. Awesome, man. Awesome. So, now today's show, we are going to go through some headlines in today's show. Okay, let's just go through. Let's just see what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Derrick Henry's monster game against the Bills. All right. Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, and how surprising that is. Rashee Rice tears his ACL, what that means for KC. Devontae Adams wants out of Las Vegas. Will they oblige? Something that I want to talk about, like what's happened in New Orleans. I mean, after the first 2 weeks, we was like, man, this thing might continue, but It really hasn't. Minnesota and KC, the only unbeaten's left. You know what to expect from them moving further forward. Jared Goff and his perfect game. We'll talk about the Dolphins and all those weapons and nobody to get them the ball, right? And then we'll talk about which coaches are on the hot seat, and it's a few. It's a few that are on the hot seat.
Yeah.
And somebody is not going to make it the entire season. I'm not sure two won't make it, right? But I know one probably will not make it, and we'll talk about who that might be. So let's jump into it. NFL headlines. Number one. What do you think about Derrick Henry's game against the Bills, man? We've been waiting on this.
Derrick Henry, the previous week, he had a monster game against Dallas, in which I think he had more yards this game, but he scored a touchdown more against Dallas, and that's amazing. I love that. Well,
he had 3 touchdowns against Dallas.
He had 2. He had 1 against Buffalo.
Oh, I thought he had 2 against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. That's great from him. But I like it more against Buffalo because Buffalo has been so dominant recently. Their defense is better than Dallas's defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, Buffalo was undefeated.
Yeah, and it's scary. It's scary. I don't like it. I don't like what that means for me and my Cleveland Browns. But it is impressive nonetheless.
Yeah. And as you know, I picked Baltimore to make it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. So when they started 0-2, I didn't jump ship, but I was like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. It looks like they're figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, I picked Buffalo to come in here and win this game. I thought it would be harder. I didn't think they would get shut out in the way they did. I didn't think they would get scored on in the way they did.
Well,
and
I'm
sad to see Baltimore succeeding.
And my old coach from Sharpstown, he's somewhere else now, but he's a diehard Bills fan, and so I would tell people like him and you who picked the Bills that a lot of times, most times, that I feel like teams that play in the regular season, the team that blows them out, if they ever meet again in the postseason, the other team always wins, or wins probably over half the time.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would take solace in that if I was a Bills fan, knowing that, hey, we meet them in the playoffs, we'll probably have a better chance to win because our guys are going to be hungry. They're going to, they're going to be more dialed in, things like that. Doesn't always happen, but I guarantee you, if you looked at over the years, it's happened more times than not. Next headline. Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders get a dominating victory over the Arizona Cardinals. What's your take?
Jayden Daniels is legit, man. He did throw his first NFL interception this game, but I think he more than made up for it by putting on the show that he did alongside Brian Robinson Jr. I love me some Brian Robinson Jr. I believe last year he came back from. Didn't he get shot? I think early in the off season last year. He came back like week 8 and overtook Antonio Gibson's position as running back 1. And he had 21 carries, 101 yards for 1 touchdown. And then their running back 2, Jeremy. It's like Jeremy Nichols or Mick Nichols or something like that.
Nichols, yeah.
He had 2 touchdowns with like 89 yards. Just a phenomenal performance from an offense that I don't think a lot of people expect to be that great.
I will say this. A a good running game
Yeah.
is a rookie quarterback's best friend.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter how accurate or how if Jayden Daniels was inaccurate or if he was having trouble calling play, a good running game can solve a lot of that and help him settle down and have time to figure things out.
Yeah.
While he can sort of still manage games.
Right.
And he doesn't need any of that. He's completing 80% of his passes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he just threw his first interception in week 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the boy is on a roll, and combining that with Robinson and that running game, and that's why Washington is 3-1.
Yeah,
and sitting on top of the division. Right.
Their defense kind of surprised me too.
Yep.
I definitely thought the Cardinals would have. I thought it would be closer. You'd say. Just because.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I you always think about the Cardinals' offense. You don't really think about their defense.
Right.
So I really don't know how good their defense is. I know Buda Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a dynamic safety because I have him on one of my fantasy teams.
Okay.
And he had like 15 tackles this game. Mm-hmm. Yep, he did. He always does well every week, but I don't know truly how well their defense is as a whole.
Yeah.
And they allowed 42 points. But I thought their offense would score more.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I thought Kyler Murray could do that against Washington's defense, but obviously not. And great job, Jayden Daniels and Commanders. And I don't know if you saw, or I don't know if you know, but we talked about it. Cliff Kingsbury is Washington's offensive coordinator.
Yep.
And I saw a clip. All NFL teams give out game balls after the game. I get maybe it's an NFL thing and they're required to, because every time they show clips, they're giving out a game ball to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Every team, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the game balls was given to Cliff Kingsbury.
Nice.
Yeah. So obviously he's doing his thing over there.
They're on fire, leading their division right now too. Didn't expect that at all.
At all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next headline. What do you think?
Terribly unfortunate for him. I'm not too sure if they know for a fact that it's a tear, but they do. I know he had MRI work, and they said he would be out for some time.
Okay, so I thought that I read or heard that it was an actual tear.
I think it's just thought right now that it's a tear. They're just it's like inconclusive, I guess you could say, something like that.
Well, until they say otherwise, it's conclusive. We done concluded it.
There you go. It's a tear. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first on Like Father, Like Son Sports.
Tears his ACL. It's confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Assuming it is a tear.
Did you see it?
I don't.
Did you see how it happened?
Oh yeah, I saw it. Patrick Mahomes went for a tackle or something, and straight into
friendly fire, man.
Friendly fire, exactly.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, terribly unfortunate for him and his season.
Yep.
But I can't have the Chiefs winning no games, so I'm happy about it.
Oh, so how do you think it will affect the Chiefs moving forward?
I'm not sure. If history tells you anything, it won't.
Know, right?
But as someone that wants them to lose games, I hope it affects them. I just hope it does affect them. I probably won't. They still have Xavier Worthy. They still have Travis Kelce, who played probably his better game of the year,
right,
against the Chargers, but still has played pretty piss poor games the rest of the games this season.
Right.
So I think it depends on that. Can Travis Kelce get back up to par and help them? Because now they need his help more than they did before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Next headline. Yeah, and my take on it, it's terribly unfortunate. I do not think it will keep Kansas City from winning that division and making the playoffs. You never know. It might be something that keeps him from making the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, true.
He might be the weapon that keeps him from doing that.
Please, I need that.
I mean, it ain't gonna help Cleveland, man. Calm down. It'll help the Texans before it help Cleveland. Next headline. Read the headline, man.
Woo! Davante Adams once out of Las Vegas, everybody.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That means that man's fed up.
Oh.
He's done.
So Antonio Pierce couldn't like be like, hey, bro, we need you, bro.
From what I hear,
he couldn't bro him.
In my notes here, I have Antonio Pierce liked a post on social media that was talking about a potential trade with Davante Adams. And Davante Adams came out to say that since news broke of that, since everyone found out of that, he has heard nothing from any of the coaches, but most importantly, Antonio Pierce himself.
Yeah. That my sources tell me that they're not talking. They haven't been talking for a while. And that tells me that the football coach just wants to coach.
Yeah.
He won't deal with all this off the field stuff.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, if Davante would go up to him about some football stuff, he would talk to him. Right. But Davante might be in his feelings. He might, if he wants out, deal with the GM on that stuff. Let me coach.
Right.
I've got a job to do. And, that's how I would be. So I'm sure that's how Antonio Pierce is handling that. You agree?
I could definitely see a world. I could see that being the case, but I think it is important for you to involve yourself in some way. Like, you may not want to. You may want to just say, hey, let me do my job. But I mean, that is kind of like you're still kind of involved in the matter,
So I believe that all that has happened already. Yeah. They've already, the off season was that.
Right.
Smoothing it over, saying let's clean slate, man. Let's win. Then you can do that. But during the season, let's focus on football. That was the off season. During the season, now you coming to me after 3-4 games saying you want to.
I can understand Davante wanting out though.
Not now. They 2-2.
But he's not getting the ball. He's not getting the attention he should be getting as their wide receiver one. And their quarterback situation isn't great. They're not going to the playoffs.
Didn't you know that in the offseason?
Player though, right?
Was there some other quarterback in the offseason that we don't know about?
I'm just saying
too.
He may have said at the time, you know what? Yeah, I'll write it out.
You can't tell me then and now say something different. Oh, that's hypocritical.
Everybody can change their mind.
You can change your mind. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying, but I'm not gonna respond to it. No, I'm gonna focus on football.
That's fair from an Antonio Pierce standpoint, but I understand Davante wanting out as well.
Yeah, I mean, he should have wanted out in the offseason. If I was Davante's daddy, I'd have said, "Get out."
Yeah.
What the heck happened in New Orleans, man?
You tell me.
Hey, who that? Hey, the boys, they scored 47 points 2 games in a row. All these New Orleans jerseys at my job and stuff. Like, well, I didn't know y'all was New Orleans fans. Who that? Hey, I ain't seen no jerseys since. Have not seen a jersey since. And it's crazy because, I mean, I expected that to sort of continue to roll, even if not at that clip, at least in the 20s.
Right.
And I don't know. Do you have their schedule in front of you? Because the last 2 games, I'm not sure they were even teams that were just that stout defensively.
Schedule. What you want their last two games?
Last two games, what a team.
Yeah, they lost to the Eagles 15-12, and then they just lost to the Falcons 26-24.
Well, 12 against the Eagles is not a shame, but the Eagles defense hadn't been playing well all year.
No, not at all.
I fully expected them to rack up some points against the Eagles in week 3, and to lose to Atlanta. If you can't outscore Atlanta, I mean, Kirk Cousins is good, but he's not great. He's really good. He's really good. I like him. I say he's really good. But
and Derek Carr cannot throw a pick six and no touchdown for that game. Like I said.
Oh, is that what it was? He threw a pick six?
He threw a pick six, and he did not throw any touchdowns. Yeah. Like I was saying in past episodes, or I think it was actually last week, I thought Derek Carr was an important part of the team just because he has Alvin Kamara there, who is also a very important part. Doesn't make him any less important, and I think it showed by him not scoring and Alvin scoring.
And after I'm in a fantasy football league where I can carry two starting quarterbacks.
Okay.
And one of them is C.J. Stroud. And after week 2, I picked up Derek Carr. Right? Coming off of 2 40-point games. That wasn't a good decision.
No, it was not.
These last 2 weeks. He didn't help me at all. I could have put a receiver or running back in that spot, and they'd have got me more points than what Derek Carr got me. So, but I still won both weeks. Yeah. I didn't need him. I just wanted him. And he did not deliver. So going forward, and I like, again, Clint Kubiak is their OC.
Right.
I really like him. He comes from the Kyle Shanahan tree. See, people used to say the Mike Shanahan tree. No, it's the Kyle Shanahan tree. It's Mike Shanahan's son, right? He comes from that tree, and that's a very good tree. And I expect them to, figure things out. And I don't know what I expect from their defense, but I expect them to sort of get back rolling offensively, even if not to that extent, to better than they have been these last 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah, and their next game they play the Chiefs, so they just got to buckle down.
Might not happen next week. Speaking of the Chiefs, Minnesota and KC, the only unbeatens left. Was this expected?
Who would have thought?
Well, I mean, I guess we could have expected KC, right?
Right.
Most people probably did. Would have expected them to be unfair, even though 2 of their wins were like on the last second. They beat Baltimore last second. They beat Cincinnati last second. Right? Right. That's just the 4-leaf clovers that are growing out of Patrick Mahomes' living room, right?
Yeah.
But Minnesota, I'm not sure people. No, I know they didn't expect this from their offense and Sam Darnold.
Right. Not at all.
They expected them to have a really, really good defense, but offensively, they've come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So with that being said.
Is it time to apologize?
Sam Darnold, you have given consistent, back-to-back, phenomenal performances throughout the first 4 weeks of this this NFL season. You beat the Giants, not the greatest dub. Didn't really care after you beat them. Expected you to beat them, and then you went and you beat the 49ers. And then you went and dominated the Houston Texans. And then you went and beat the Green Bay Packers. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry. I believe I was wrong about you. I think a lot of NFL viewers were wrong about you. I don't know where this came from. But, I used to be a Vikings fan way, way long ago. Long time ago. And you're bringing a little of it out of me again with this play. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I'm sorry for dogging on you so hard. I don't know if my dad's gonna apologize, but I'm gonna just get it out before you start to go crazy,
Good
even
deal,
crazier.
man. Good deal. Hey,
No.
you apologize enough for the both of us. So speaking of Minnesota, do you remember their Hall of Fame defensive tackle John Randall?
Yeah.
I don't know if you do, but he's from a little town in Texas called Hearne, Texas. Little tidbit. I went to college and played college football with a former teammate of John Randall from Hearne, Texas.
Nice.
Yes, Rick Trujillo.
How's that?
Trujillo is my boy. Our last time talking was last August. And Rick passed away, I think it was last October, maybe November.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was sudden. It was real sudden. But yeah, he was a former teammate of mine. I would see him at coaching school all the time, Rick Trujillo. And he was a former teammate of John Randall. And he would let you know every chance he could.
Rest in peace
That's
to
my
him,
boy.
man.
R.P. Rick. Miss you, boy. Yeah. So, good job, Sam Darnold, man. Unexpected.
I'm sorry.
Next headline. Jared Goff throws a perfect game. Goes 18 for 18 in his win over the Seahawks. Can you believe that nobody's ever thrown a perfect game in an NFL game?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's super crazy, right?
That's actually insane.
And this is with a minimum of 15 attempts. It's not like a minimum of 25 attempts.
Right.
15 attempts don't seem like a lot to complete 15 balls.
Right.
But nobody's ever done it until Jared Goff did it this past Monday.
While also handing Seattle their first in a loss this year.
Yeah. And Seattle is a fine team, but I would have picked Detroit to win that game.
I did, yeah. That's crazy.
I would not have picked Jared Goff to go 18 for 18.
Right.
If that was a what do you call it? If that was a plot bet, you know what I'm saying? What do you call those? Yeah, if that was one of the a bet to make, I would have lost money on that. I'd have picked him. Not, I wouldn't have picked that. But it's never been done. There's plenty of things that are happening that's never been done, and you don't know how it looks when it's never been done. You know what I'm saying? But 18 for 18, 2 touchdowns, and he caught a touchdown.
He did catch a touchdown, which is even crazier.
So I guarantee you the next person that goes 17 for 17, they won't catch a touchdown.
No, they
I
won't.
guarantee you they won't. So he'll still have that record.
Exactly.
He'll always be the one that threw a perfect down plus had a receiving touchdown.
Is this too wild to say?
Ever gonna do that?
Does a perfect game from Jared Goff, at least, does this kind of put him in early MVP conversation? He had a perfect game, first ever to do it. Little bit, just a little bit. Just a little bit off the merit of him having a perfect game.
Detroit, what are they, 3-1?
3-1, yep.
I think so.
Just a little bit.
I
don't think he's going to win it. I think there are better candidates.
Right, but definitely puts him in that conversation. Who's ever done this before?
Jared Goff.
And that's going to be a selling point when people try and put him, in that conversation. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. And our last headline. Is this the last headline? Let's see. Yeah, last headline. Read it.
Dolphins got all those weapons, but no one to get them the ball.
Hey, am I lying or is
You're
that
not
the
lying.
truth?
I got text messages out the wazoo. People trying to trade off Tyreek Hill. People trying to trade off Jalen Waddle.
Devin, a chain.
Players on my team, man.
I'm not gonna start a chain this coming week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start Swift instead.
Man,
simply because a chain has nobody to get him the ball.
Right.
They're not respecting the pass, so they're loading up in the box. And I don't even think Skylar Walker or Skylar Thompson started this week.
Nope,
it was like a third string quarterback. Who was it?
It was Tyler Huntley. They signed him off of the Ravens practice squad.
Off of the street.
Mm-hmm.
How did he do?
I don't have his stats pulled up right now, but it's. I remember looking yesterday, and it was not great. He did not do good. I don't think he threw for a touchdown. I think they just got field goals, and it was not good. I know that Tyreek Hill didn't play well, and I know that Jalen Waddle didn't play well, so I'm assuming their quarterback did not play well as well.
And we're going to come back to their coach, Mike McDaniel, in the next segment.
Are we? Okay.
Because this is atrocious. And it might not be his fault, but it's his problem.
It is his
problem. And that's how things always are.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't my fault. You're right. Hey, but it's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
You got to deal with it. So with that being said, our next segment. 5 coaches on the hot seat who does not make it to the end of the season. We'll go through the 5 coaches first.
Okay.
And then we can talk about who may or may not make it to the end of the season. First coach, you go.
Brian Daboll.
What do you think about Brian Daboll, man?
You know,
why do you think he's on the hot seat?
Putting so much trust behind Daniel Jones, I think, is just going to remain a stain on his career. I don't know why you decided to give Daniel Jones that much money. I don't know. That's just the problem. I think the Giants have a quarterback problem, a Daniel Jones problem.
Yep.
And that is Brian Daboll. That's his guy.
And it becomes Brian Daboll problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's going to get the GM fired as well. If we did a top 5 GM list, the Giants GM will be on there.
Yeah.
But so what was did Brian Daboll choose Jones, or was it the GM?
I believe it was him. I could be incorrect and misinformed, but as far as I'm aware, Brian Daboll.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And he
is right.
Brian Daboll, wasn't he like an offensive guru, like a QB
he was
guru
an offensive
or something?
Coordinator, yeah.
Yeah, hey man, you backed the wrong horse. You know what I'm saying? You should have backed Saquon Barkley, baby.
For real.
Always bet on black. Hey, so you put this one in there. Next up on the hit list, Doug Peterson. He is a Jaguars coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, because he used to be the Eagles coach.
Right.
And the Eagles coach is on here too. But Doug Peterson. Hey man, let me just say this. The Jaguars are in the Texans division. And Trevor Lawrence has taken a step back, like 3 steps back.
Yeah,
Big
definitely
time.
Regressed.
Yeah, and I have no idea why.
Me neither.
And Doug Peterson has been there when he was doing well, but now he's not doing well. And I imagine Doug Peterson still calling the plays.
Yeah,
he's still, coaching the quarterbacks. But I can say this, based off of last year when the Texans beat out Jacksonville the last game of the year. Then coming into this year, if the Jaguars do not make the playoffs, he will be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, he will be gone. If it just is what it is. Yeah,
man. Jacksonville is the only 0-4 team in the league right now. They've not been playing. They have not been playing good football at all. I know that your guys' game on Sunday was it was close, right?
And we had like 15 penalties. And we still won.
And they still couldn't pull it out exactly. He's the reason Trevor Lawrence isn't playing well, or he's not, it's still his team that he's coaching at the end of the day.
No, they don't have a running game.
None. And they should. They have Travis.
Travis. They have that offensive line.
It's just all bad over there. And when it's all bad, they're pointing fingers at everybody, but the one who's getting the finger pointed at them the most.
And you know what? The GM and the owner are pointing fingers. No, my bad. The GM and the head coach are pointing fingers at each other to the owner.
Right.
The GM is telling the owner, no, it's the head coach's fault. The head coach is telling the owner, no, it's the GM fault. So what does the owner do?
It's all bad.
No, what is the owner going to do?
Probably get rid of both of them.
There you go. I knew you were smart. Yeah. I knew you was you gonna fire them both.
I mean, that probably is the plan. That probably is the move.
That's gonna be the plan in New York, and that's gonna be the plan in Jacksonville. Oh, who do we have here? Nick Sirianni.
What's here?
And this, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of all 5 of them, I don't know. We'll see. But Nick Sirianni, like, the Eagles have taken such a step back since going 10-1 last year that I feel like if they continue regressing, he'll get fired. But if they can make the playoffs, he might not.
Right.
If they can make the playoffs, he might survive.
Hang on.
Yeah, he might hang on. So, you know, but as far as right now, he is on the hot seat.
Yeah. Yeah, you said it. Don't know what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now.
Yeah.
I know you feel as though he doesn't have the respect of his team,
right,
or control of his team.
Yeah, he doesn't have the locker room.
I know a lot of people also agree with that, and I'm starting to myself. I thought initially that I thought that he did have respect for them, and I know that people don't like that they're a player-led team. But I mean, I think that can be okay if it's balanced out well, but I don't think it's balanced out at all. Actually, I think I agree with you guys now in that he's just a guy that's there on the sideline. It seems like. Yeah,
like I don't even like his facial expressions. Like he look like he don't know what's going on too much. Like, bro, yeah, you better at least look the part. So I added this guy, and I want to see what is your take.
Ready to be surprised.
What do you think?
Oof. I don't know what to think of Robert. I know that losing to the Denver Broncos doesn't help.
It's not a good look.
It's a terrible look. He's a defensive coach. He was the defensive coordinator for San Francisco, right? Yeah. And their defense is supposed to be great.
And they lost 10-9.
Yeah.
But they lost to Denver.
Exactly. I know that it was raining, so maybe that affected Aaron Rodgers' play. And I know that Robert was he got Aaron to come last year. Aaron got hurt, and he had terrible quarterback play all year. So it was like, all right, you get a pass. You got left in a terrible situation after thinking you were in a great one. Right. And now I'm not sure. Let me see what their record is.
Yeah, and the reason, they're 2-2, and the reason I put him on here is because it's just in case he doesn't get anything out of Aaron Rodgers. Right. Like I feel like they wanted to get rid of him last year, but the no Aaron Rodgers was too big a deal not to bring him back.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he has a whole year with Aaron Rodgers and they don't make the playoffs, he can seriously be fired.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will be fired.
And they're 2-2. They're not out of it by any stretch. But,
no, not at all.
You know, if they don't make the playoffs, so I just put him on the hot seat just for that.
I understand.
Yeah. And the last coach on the hot seat, I added him too. What do you think?
Oh, Mike McDaniel. I don't think Mike McDaniel's on the hot seat. I could understand you putting him there,
Uh-huh.
but I think there's other coaches I could think of to put here that aren't him. That
Cool,
have
because
more
I
game.
looked at everybody.
I don't want to say it, but
You just said you could think of other coaches.
yeah,
Like,
I did.
So Mike McDaniel. That's why I looked at the list. I was like, Nick Sirianni. I mean, I think the Eagles will make the playoffs. I think they still have a good shot. But again, if he's truly lost the locker room, they won't make the playoffs, and he will be fired.
Yeah.
And that's Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniels has a built-in excuse. He has a Tua excuse. But at what point, because like you should have a better backup than Skylar
Thompson.
Because Tua has been hurt too much.
Yeah.
Like you
Definitely
shouldn't have to.
Plan.
You shouldn't have to assign Tyler Huntley, although he has a great name, off the practice squad. Yeah, like what's up with that?
You definitely should have had a what is it called?
A better backup plan.
A contingency plan, yeah.
A better contingency plan than Skylar Thompson.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that is a mistake on his part. But
him or the GM.
Yeah, true.
We'll let them point fingers at each other. But
still,
for this list, I think, I mean, he's on the fringe hot seat. But yeah, I feel you. But like if we had a 5, I feel like their season could go downhill because of no Tua, and I could see him not being invited back. I'm just saying, I'll see it.
That's fair.
Especially if he was black. I had to throw that in there. Okay. So those are headlines, and those are 5 coaches on the hot seat. So now let's talk about which one or 2 that we feel won't make it to the end of the season. You go first.
My answer from the 5 we just covered, is Doug Peterson. Again, Jacksonville is the only 0-4 team right now.
Yeah.
Let me check their schedule real fast. Let's see who they play next, what they got ahead of them. They're going into a game against the Colts, followed by Bears, Patriots, Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions, Titans, Jets, Raiders, Titans, Colts. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win maybe 4 of those games if they continue to play the way they played. And that's maximum if they continue to play the way they played. They've only played well against divisional opponents. I guess they played kind of. I guess the first game against the Dolphins was kind of close. No, they just can't. They're doing too bad. Trevor Lawrence is playing his worst football in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just all bad. It's all bad for them. And Doug Peterson needs to work something out, because if they only win 4 football games this year, he will not be a head coach at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
But at what? I'm saying. But but you're saying he won't make it to the end of the season. Yeah,
I don't think he will.
So if they don't win,
so okay. If they don't, you're right.
So if they go 0-8,
they go 0-8, done. Yeah, for sure.
He's out of there.
For sure.
I agree with that.
You can't have that, man.
If you go 1-7, then you probably getting invited out.
I don't know. I think it depends on how bad the losses are.
They'll be pretty bad, because Trevor is terrible right now. They're going to be pretty bad.
And I love Trevor Lawrence, and I hate to see this from him. I do.
Yeah, because you're a Clemson fan. I
Yeah,
feel you.
it's rough.
All right. So me, what is the Giants record right now? You know.
Okay, let's see. The Giants are 1-3.
Ooh. And they could easily be 0-4.
They could.
I was surprised they won the one game they won. Who they beat?
The Browns.
How did I know that? How y'all gonna give? I should have put y'all coach on this list.
I know. I was expecting you to, honestly.
Yeah, he should be on this list.
I was
But I
ready
couldn't
to
think of his
defend him.
name. What's y'all coach's name?
Kevin Stefanski, 2-time coach
Oh,
of the year.
Stefanski should be
2-time
on
coach
the
of the
list,
year.
baby.
The reigning coach of the year, I may add.
He won Coach of the Year last year.
He did.
That's why I didn't put him on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's ever been a coach to go from Coach of the Year to fired in 1 year.
That would be.
Yeah.
It's
So
not going to happen.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. They're gonna get rid of Deshaun and give Stefanski another year.
Right.
Then he'll get fired. But yeah, my pick to not make it to the end of the season is Brian Daboll.
Okay.
And I just feel like in order to save face, the GM is gonna fire the head coach before the owner can fire him. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the Giants general manager is going to fire Brian Daboll after the Giants are like 2-8 or 2-9, whatever the hell they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
And then the owner is going to fire him after the season.
Ooh.
And that's how it's going to happen.
They're going to have to build.
Mark my word, baby. Hey, I have people. I know these things.
Oh, you got sources. Insider information.
My sources tell me that the Giants GM, who I can't think of his name right now, is going to fire Brian Daboll before the end of the season.
Okay.
And before the owner fires him.
I hear you.
Things that make you say,
Now, do you think there's another coach on this list who could potentially not make it to the end of the season?
Mike McDaniel has the Tua injury in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I think they respect Robert Saleh too much.
Yeah.
I think they would let him make it just out of respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni. If they go off the rails, what are they 2-2 right now though, right?
Yes, 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, if they go off the rail, if they start letting the Giants beat them,
mm-hmm.
maybe Sirianni don't make it to the end of the year. But
right,
I think he'll make it to the end of the year. You know, that division is they might make the playoffs. Hell, but is that who you were thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking Nick Sirianni. I think if they don't win games, and they're stuck at single digit, like 5 and under, maybe. I don't know. I think he could make it to the end of the season. If they don't make the playoffs, though, I think he gets fired.
Right. I'm the same way.
And that's how I feel about all the rest of the coaches too. I don't see Brian Daboll getting fired, but according to you, him and the GM got hella beef, and one might pull the rug out on the other one, so that might happen.
Man, it's gonna happen.
I don't know. A part of me
when you back the wrong horse.
Yeah.
Hey man,
but they're still backing him. Like, it's not seeming like they're seeing what the rest of the world is seeing.
I know.
It's like they're looking into a kaleidoscope and it's all shiny and colorful. They just have to take it off. They have to move it to the side real quick.
Yeah.
See the dark and ugly that is
Daniel Jones' game.
Yeah.
Or that is the Giants' offense.
Yeah.
Or you're right. You're right about that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, This is fun, bro.
It was a
This
fun
is
episode.
Yeah, man.
It was.
Anything else? Anything going on, man? I need to know about as your dad.
Nope.
I tried to hit you up all weekend. Like I'm like, where is this boy?
Did you?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times. I sent you some stuff, and I'm like, what's up with this? And it started Friday, I think, and you just didn't respond. Like you just.
I apologize. Oh, I
in
see
your
it.
own
I did
world.
see and watch the Joker thing you sent me. I did watch it. I just didn't respond to you. That's my
Okay.
bad. I should have responded.
Okay. I sent it to Evan too. I bet you he didn't even watch it. Oh, that's my boy. I love him.
Oh, I do. I guess my job is doing a company-wide Olympics event this coming Sunday.
What events are you entering?
Oh, we have. I don't know. They didn't give us a list of all the events. They told us of a couple and said the rest were surprises. But
What?
there's like 8 teams within our company, and we're all color coded, and we got shirts. I'm on the light blue team.
Okay.
I'll show you this shirt real quick. Yeah.
All right. I like that.
It's got this big old boot on the back.
Boot barn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My man.
So I'm getting paid to go beat a bunch of people in events, and I'm gonna win a trophy. I'm going to win the trophy. My shift supervisor or manager, whatever, I don't know what his actual title is. He came up to me and he was like, I need to make sure you're on my team, and I'm on the team. He said, we're going to get that trophy. And we are. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to work about a half day and then go to the Sedgwick County Park and have this little event.
That's what's up.
Hopefully next Tuesday.
Take video stuff, man.
Yeah. Hopefully next Tuesday I'm here with a trophy right next to me.
Yeah.
So you guys can see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything going on with you?
Oh man. No. My girl's birthday is coming up, so I'm trying to figure that out. But happy birthday, baby.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. What else? Working hard, man. Trying to win some football games. You know what I'm saying?
When did
we gotta get us some
season started, huh?
Yeah. We're in like week 5.
Okay.
We gotta get some special guests on here, man. Talk ball.
I got my one of my leads at work. He's always like, "You guys do call-ins, huh? Let me call in to the show." I'm like, "No, we're not. We're not doing call-ins. Sorry, Phil."
Yeah. Hey, man. We'll. So you played football. Was it 8th grade?
7th grade. I wrestled in the 8th grade.
Okay, so you played football in the 7th grade. Did you play the whole? So what position did you play?
I played wide receiver and corner.
Okay. Coming off of the A&M camp, you played wide receiver. Okay, because all right, yeah. I remember you talking about the different routes and stuff. I was impressed.
It was fun.
I remember that.
I wasn't the best. I think my problem was I was just confused once it came to game day. Like certain plays confused me, and I was too nervous to like go to the coaches in practice and be like, "Can I work on this specifically?" Like I was 12, so I was just real shy and afraid to do all that. So by the time game day came, a lot of the time we're in the huddle, we're hearing the play, and I'm like, "What am I supposed to do?" And they'd be like, "Just block, Tyler. Run straight and then run straight and then run across the middle." Or, they try to help me out the best they could, but nobody wants to hear that every time you're.
Do you remember if y'all were good or not? Did y'all win?
I honestly don't remember. No.
Okay. And in 8th grade, you decided not to play, and you
I was going to. And funny story, I went in for the first day of summer conditioning, and we were in the weight room. And we were doing the bench press, right? And I couldn't bench the bar. And my friends laughed at me, and the girl game managers laughed at me. And I was like, I'm not playing football this year. I'm gonna do something else.
I feel you, man.
So I wrestled instead. That was fun.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to wrestle. My high school didn't have a wrestling team.
Dang.
Surprising, but
Yeah.
wrestling wasn't big in the South.
It's a good sport, and I think it was harder than football for sure.
Really,
Mm.
I did wrestle for like a semester in college though.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could I understand it and some the practices and stuff that and rules. Yeah, but you did enjoy it. You got hurt. Did you get slammed?
I did get hurt in the middle of the season. My knee got hurt in practice, but it wasn't hurt for that long.
Oh, I thought it was your elbow.
Maybe it was both. I just remember I was on crutches for a couple weeks. I could have hurt my elbow as well.
They slammed you like that?
Yeah, my knee.
You need me to teach you some defensive skills, man.
That man put me in a pretzel. Let me tell you. Let me say, my mom, she went to as many of the meets as she could, but a lot of them we traveled for. So on like home meets, she went to. I think the first one she went to, I got pinned so fast, but like the dude had me all twisted up, all kinds, and like as I'm rolling around, I look into the crowd a little bit, and I see her out there like. And I'm like, oh my lord.
She's like, oh my baby.
But every time something like that happened, I felt so defeated, and that's what carried me into the next match. I was like, I got to do better. And I'll tell you, I didn't win any. I won in practice sometimes, but I didn't win the official meets. But despite that, I never stopped trying.
Yeah, for sure.
It was fun.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, Uncle JT's son Chance wrestled like not for school, just for fun.
Yeah,
he was traveling all over Texas and shit, but he was pretty good. He was winning like, what I felt with wrestling, like they gave the best trophies, bro.
Yeah,
them wrestling trophies were nice. I was like, okay, me like anytime I play, it was always about the trophy. But I'm like, I want a trophy or a medal or something, but. Yeah, those wrestling trophies were nice. The ones in Texas. I don't know about Kansas, but the wrestling trophies in Texas were nice.
Yeah.
Ninth grade.
Ran track.
Okay. So you did play football, wrestled, and ran track.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. What did you run? Do you remember?
The thing about it is, I didn't enjoy track. I didn't enjoy it because
somebody start out with the thing about it is
I think it would have been a lot more fun if I had more say in what event I got to partake in, or at least I was sick for the first few practices, so they were trying everybody in different events. So when I came back, they were like, "You're gonna do the 1 mile and the 2 mile."
Oh wow!
And I was like, I don't want to do those at all. But I had no choice. Every other thing was full.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I felt kind of scammed out of it because I was like, well, I didn't even get an opportunity to try. But okay. So yeah, I didn't enjoy track all that much. I didn't go to any meets, even when I was supposed to, just because I was like, I'm not built for the 1 and 2 mile. It was terrible.
But you were skinny. You are built for the 1 and 2 mile.
No, I wasn't. My asthma was terrible. Every practice was just always bad. I never felt like I was getting better. I never felt like I was getting anywhere. I was just like.
So I was, so in high school, I ran track in my sophomore year. Not my freshman year. I was just football. My sophomore year, I did football and track. And they put me in the mile. They put me in the freaking mile. And the 800. No, the 800 was 8th grade. So it was a mile, and I wasn't really skinny. I was smaller, but I was like thick, like muscular up top.
Right.
And I felt like I would have been a better 400 guy. But they did have some better 400 guys than me. But I still would have been in that top group as opposed to the freaking mile.
Yeah,
and
I wanted to do
these skinnier dudes was running all over me.
Right.
I'm finishing last. I did go to meets, and I was finishing last. embarrassing myself. This tight ass track shirt on, because I had all these muscles. That damn thing tight as hell, and you have anxiety on track day, on game day. I'm all nervous and shit, finishing last place.
I look back and think maybe I should have went to at least one meet, just to feel what it's like.
Yeah.
When it's like actually time to perform.
Yeah.
But it was just nothing like I said, and when I wrestled, I didn't win a single match when it mattered and when I needed to. But I still was having the time of my life, and the people on my team were great, my coaches were great, and they always made me want to come back and stay engaged. That wasn't how I felt when I was running track. Didn't really enjoy the group of guys I was with. The coaches didn't seem to want to hear me out, or at least allow me to try something else. So I was just like, well, it doesn't seem like you guys. It doesn't seem like if I don't go to a meet, it doesn't matter. The coaches don't even bring it up to me. So I just kind of checked out. I was just there to be there with my friends that were there at that point.
I feel you on that. And I ended up, so my sophomore year, I ended up getting kicked off the track team. Me and one or two of my other buddies, we was goofing off in practice. And we weren't very good. So coach was like, get y'all shit and bye. So I went to one or two meets my sophomore year. I remember that. My dad showed up. He was by the fence, and I'm running the fucking mile and trying to catch my breath. But I didn't finish the season. I don't think I ran the district meet, but I ran a couple of prelim meets. Yeah. But I didn't care because it was a mile. I didn't want to run a mile.
Me neither.
Yep.
I remember we went on our first 5-mile free run, so it's just the group of guys running and the coaches are around, but they're not with you the whole time. I got lost, and I was lost in the city of Mustang for 2.5 hours trying to find my way back to the school. I stopped to tie my shoe, and they did not stop for me. And I thought they turned one way. I thought they turned one way, so I turned that way, not the right direction.
How long did it take you to tie your shoe?
It didn't take very long, but they're all running. They got a faster pace than me. They're not waiting on me. I'm already close to the back. So when I say, "Hey, I got to tie my shoe," they probably didn't even hear me.
Yeah.
I got back and there was 2 students left, and they were like, "We've been driving around looking for you, man. Where you been?"
Oh, that's hilarious. That is so funny, dog. That is hilarious.
It was terrible. I was like, I'll just stick to choir, man. I don't know why I tried
this. Yeah. So, choir, man. I was in my church choir, from the time I was young.
Okay.
All the way through high school, but I never did join the high school choir, man.
Right.
They had all kinds of choirs in my school, but I was a jock. I was an athlete, so I was an athlete pretty early, man. I was good. If I was, if I wasn't good, maybe I'd have tried something different. But I was pretty good, so I just stuck with it.
Nice. Yeah.
I know I went to college and just trying to figure out what to major in, what to do. Maybe I want to be an actor. I seriously thought about majoring in theater.
Okay.
Yeah, I went and checked out the school and everything.
Yeah,
it was right next to the communications school.
Theater was something later into my high school years. That's something I wish I had started doing earlier for sure.
Yeah.
Because by the time I was a junior, or even later, because I couldn't do that kind of stuff my senior year, but later my sophomore year. I wanted to. I had interest in it, but I felt I just didn't feel like being fresh and new when everybody else had been doing drama in middle school and then came to do that now.
Yep.
That is something that I wish I would have at least tried a little bit.
Yeah, man. No, you're 24. You still can.
Still can.
You still can, man. You better.
I might.
Go to these. I was in my first movie at 24.
Oh yeah, what movie?
It was a Muhammad Ali movie. Terrence Howard played Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Yep, I was in there. I was an extra. I got paid $75 for the whole day.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was there. I was there with what's the guy named Steve Smith? He played another boxer, but he was
I'm
on
gonna
the
have to watch
practice.
it and see if I spot you.
You know what? It's hard to find. I found it, and I showed Evan and Ian and
Hmm.
Maria. They got a kick out of it, but it's
Nice.
hard to find. Yeah, man. But because I tried to find it on YouTube,
Hmm.
and because it was a made-for-TV movie, it wasn't like in the theaters.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, but I did find it, and it's grainy and shit. It's
yeah.
nothing like the quality of today. It was
Right.
We shot it in December '99, and it
Mm.
came out like in February of
Gotcha.
2000. So yeah, I was 24. It was before you were born, and I mean, I could have continued finding roles. There was a lot of different movies shot in Houston and stuff that, you know, I was in the music industry and stuff, and just kept with that. But you know, acting is something, man, that if you want to do it, you can do it. You don't have to just come out of Juilliard or USC film school to be an actor. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Absolutely. You know. But hey, man, it's great, man. You know, great show, great talking
Fantastic.
to you, boy.
Yeah.
Man. Shit.
Excited for this next week of football.
Yeah, we got yeah. You know, college coming up this weekend. You know, I love college football, so I'm excited about college, about NFL. You know, and you know, we'll talk more sports with the episodes coming up. I know we've been real NFL heavy.
We have.
Right? Yeah, but we'll talk baseball, right? The Astros in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We'll talk NBA coming up, and when the WNBA reach their championship game, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Good deal, man. Yeah.
Great show. I'll talk to y'all next week.
Next
Go
week,
Browns.
baby.
Go Browns.
What'd you say?
I said go Browns.
Go Texans.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Right,
love you, Dad.
Love you too, boy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.